Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D 6 icon, and we're back today for another episode of Kult, Divinity Lost. And we're back with the full cast and crew today, which is super exciting, and everyone's here, and there will be no technical difficulties. I foresee it, and I'm definitely not jinxing it, touch wood. But let's go around the cast and the crew. Let's remind ourselves of today who we are, and of course, who we're going to be playing with our characters. So let's start right over there with Charlie. Charlie, how's it going today?
Hi, Will. It's going good. I have a new mic. I have a new audio set up. So this is hopefully going to work out today. And it's been 2 weeks too long. I am very excited to be playing Jolene today and to be back with this crew of misfits and disasters and occultists. Choose your own label.
Choose whichever segue you want from those descriptors to get to Lindy. Lindy, how you doing today?
I'm doing super spiffy. I'm ready for some Kult. It's been too long. It's been way too long. I had to wait, like my tattoo, do I have everything? Okay, cool. But I'm really excited to get back into the shoes of Cassandra Suzanne Price, who is just the nicest lady ever.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It has been a little while since we've been playing. Last week I had to go to the police for reasons that legally I can't disclose. No, I'm kidding. I had to go put my fingerprints into the system for my immigration shit, which means I couldn't play Kult with you guys here today, and I did miss out on the dreamy. See what I did there? Tom, how you doing today?
Oh, you think I'm dreamy? Oh.
I was going for the whole, and before we were talking about... Yeah, it's cool.
Oh. I thought you were... Okay.
I think you're dreaming.
Thank you, Lindy. Thank you. I was okay until a moment ago. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll play Kult now. I guess. Yeah. Actually, in all fairness, I'm pretty good because I got a new table for all my setup and everything. I got way more space, way cooler, looks better. So I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to survive.
What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with all that space?
I'm going to stretch out. So if you see me just go...
Yeah.
You'll know why then. That or I'm having a heart attack, one or the other.
One of the two. You can never tell. Somebody that is as serious as a heart attack is Pruitt. Pruitt, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Will. It's good to be back into the skin, the shoes, the slight misogyny that is Percival Randolph Stewart III. So let's see. He's becoming older and more curmudgeonly as the weeks go by, and so we're gonna have to see when will this ever stop. If it will stop, I don't know, but I can't wait to see where we go after whatever the fuck happens with this whole phone gun thing that we got going on.
Indeed, yes, his curmudgeons just keep increasing. Cool. We also, of course, have Sam Paynegram with us tonight. Sam, how's it going, my friend?
Oh, great. A bit under the gun because we got a lot of work to do before GameCon for reasons, but doing great. I'm really looking forward to see that knee heal. My character, Vincent Halsebeck, who was shot on the knee, used to be an adventurer, just like you.
And then he was shot in the knee. Remind me to aim higher next time, so we can we can avoid that one. Kidding. Oh boy, it's just because I've been away for a week, and now we get the chance to torment some people, and actually have the assistance of chat to torment folks today. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Before we get started today, of course, I remind you guys that we are sponsored here today by Kult Divinity Lost. If you want to check out this game, pick up a PDF on Modifius, pick it up from their own website. The links will be in the description if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll be running throughout the chat as we go if you're watching live on Twitch today. It's a great fun game, and as you can see, it's a perfect sort of modern horror simulator. it's horrific and different enough from the horrors of real life to feel like you're still escaping, and that's just a perfect balance. So definitely check out Kult. We're having an absolute blast of it here on Canada Roleplay. Of course, our regular sponsors do include FancyGrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. You can go download that for free on Steam or via their website, FancyGrounds.com. WaylandGames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop, war games, board games, and more at up to 20% off the retail value. And of course, TabletopLoot.com. When we hit 20 retweets on this tweet, we'll give away a set of tabletop loot dice to you guys there in the Twitch chat. So go get a retweeting, my friends. And I should also mention as well, this week we are sponsored by Grimmer Space, which is on Kickstarter right now. It's a Starfinder compatible sci-fi horror RPG setting and adventure set. We're going to be playing it in a couple of hours, so I won't talk about it too much right now because you actually get to see us in action, but I'm playing it later on with Pruitt, Jim Davis also from WebDM, Callum from the Release Pod, and some guy called Gareth who I just can't shake off. So yeah, check out us later at 5 p.m. for that one. But let's have a quick recap of what happened last week. Let's make time for a Gareth joke. I can always make time for it. Was there a Gareth joke? He's
still alive? Like, he's still around?
Yeah, somehow. I wasn't sure. But all right, so let's just linger on that Gareth joke for a little longer. Okay, good. And let's move on to the recap for today's episode of Kult Divinity Lost. So last week, party got themselves into quite the kerfuffle as they were working with Mr. Valentine and went over there to try and get the statue for Tiffany Reader, this angel statue that they've been seeking for a while now. Who should show up then? Mr. Magnolia when the party arrived. Sidebar, Jolene had gone missing. Tom couldn't find her at the beginning of this as well, which is important to note. We actually don't know where Jolene is. Police came looking for her and knocking for her on the house, but you guys didn't reveal her location to them, of course. And they were looking for one of her description by a different name. And nonetheless, when you got to Mr. Valentine's estate and Mr. Magnolia rolled up, things started to get a little more tense. He suspected the party, and then his suspicions were confirmed when Cassie Sue couldn't lie very well when she was trying to read him, and gave away the fact that they had in fact been working with Jolene and maybe even knew where she was at this point, and that they'd been working with Tiffany Reader. Mr. Magnolia didn't like that and proposed to them a counter plan. What if you built an actual statue, one of the angels, like a counterfeit, filled it with explosives, and then gave it to Tiffany Reader? He liked that idea a whole lot more. Whether or not that's going to be possible for the party, Cassie Sue's pretty handy when it comes to some sculpting, and so they went to a DIY store to pick up some goods. Of course, things did escalate a little bit with Mr. Magnolia as Vincent tried to run away, but Vincent's rolls, it has to be said, last week were not in his favor, and he ended up getting shot in the knee before Mr. Magnolia sort of rolled out, promising worse would come if you didn't do what he told you to. They tried to find the statue, but it had already been moved. They suspect to the shipyard where Mr. Magnolia must have a base of operation. So at the end of the week, they're still caught between whether or not who to help, how to help either side, Tiffany Reader on one, Mr. Magnolia on the other. And they've got something interesting happening with this golden gun that they figured has some pretty interesting properties, and I believe it was almost all of the group, but I think Vincent had been sent off to the doctor at this point, so it's just Cassie, Percy, and Thomas who were fucking with the gun at the end of the episode, and we're gonna see what happens when they call it here in a second. But it seems as though chat has answered that question for me in their own unique way, because Mr. Odin has given 4 wild magic surges for Percy at the beginning of today's episode. So Percy, as you are messing with the gun, what could happen? We asked ourselves last week, and we're about to find out what happens when you mess around with that gun.
I am so excited. I've missed wild magic surges so badly.
There's a certain allure to them, a dark charisma. Let's see.
It's a big red
806.
button that says "Don't push," you know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so this is
horrible.
great. This is great. So Percy, roll me a d10 real quick.
Okay.
I'll tell you for why in a minute. Okay, a 5-mile radius becomes a dense and temperate forest. So 5 miles of this city are getting green, which is good for our.
I hope the
good for the
RV's got
environment.
4-wheel drive, because
Percy immediately starts having like PTSD flashbacks of Nam. And so
as soon as he sees some trees. Okay, 4637. The next magic item handled by Percy expresses deep love for him. It's definitely the gun. The gun is the magic item.
oh my! So Vincent is obsessed with the gun that I'm in love with. And here we thought that the Cassie, Jolene, Percy love triangle was the most important one of the show. So I love
2 boys, 1 gun.
The gun loves
Oh my
Percy,
God.
Vincent loves the gun. It's the love triangle. It's the real love triangle.
Dark charisma is my smooth jazz quartet. That's right. The Celtic Pixie loves some wild magic, and FPS has helped out by giving Jolene just 2 small wild magic surges to add in the mix. Okay,
so the gun's in love with me. Okay.
Yes. Actually, yeah, the gun's in love with you. That's right. Yeah, not the other way around. Perfect. So that's interesting. What else we got here? 8996 going high. Let's space. There we go. 8996. Anyone slain nearby completely decomposes in 1d4 rounds. So basically, if someone dies around here, they are going to instantly decompose, it seems. Handy. 4109. Any part of Percy... Oh, fuck off. Why does Pruitt always get these ones? Any part of target not covered by clothing is forever invincible.
so yeah, there it is.
Fuck it. Just fuck it. Percy, why are you mad?
Oh my god.
cannot be
Chat, what were you gonna- you're just buffing him. You're just buffing him. Oh,
Once
that's
again, I would
great.
like to
Okay.
thank chat for the gifts that they bestow upon me. So, please,
All right,
please
cool.
shoot me in the face. Please.
The thing is, of course, that Percy doesn't know this, so we'll have to find this out one way or another. So that will be an interesting experiment. Okay, Charlie, give me those 2 wild magic surges as well, and we'll get busties out right at the beginning. Is my general motto. 4926. Jolene acts generally like a jerk towards her friends and allies. This is just a call out. This is just some shade.
Tell us something we don't know.
Hey!
Fucking, that's not a wild magic, so it's like that's fucking expected. Okay, interesting. And then 1336 or 1366 rather. You learn a damaging secret about one of your allies. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, this
Cool.
is the life I like to live.
A damaging secret. And you act like a jerk towards them about it, so it doesn't seem like you're going to be very sensitive to the issue. Someone opens up to you.
I
and you're
mean,
like,
they
"Well,
are trying to sell me back to my husband as a part of this crazy plan they've got. So
It was a double cross, though. Come on now.
whole level cross.
Triple cross. We're working on a triple cross.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cassie will turn it into a quad cross, and I'll be down shit creek without a paddle.
What?
What are you talking about? All right, so let's kick things off with let's kick things off with the RV first of all. So Vincent at this point is at the doctor's. Jolene, we don't know where she is. We'll get to both of them in a moment. But Cassie, Percy, and Thomas, you guys are headed to the DIY store to pick up some stuff while you're fucking around with a gun in the parking lot of a like a
trailer. In the trailer. In the parking lot of like a Home Depot
in the
or
parking
something.
lot of of some outlet store. And you watch as you fuck with the gun, you're messing with it, and you're trying to figure out how it works. And you realize that all around you, quite quickly, and you guys are the only people in this car park right now as well that you can see walking around. The ground starts to rumble, and bursting forth are the same trees that you saw hanging at the Gardens of Babylon from Tiffany Reader. And they begin to sprout out of the ground all around you, a dense, lush forest of these sickly, sweet-smelling trees that smell of perfume, which masks the scent of death and decay. And whatever you've done seems to have had this effect. And it maybe happens in about the course of a minute or so. You're watching this forest grow around you, and it is packed. By the time that the growth finishes, the sunlight is blocked by a heavy canopy above you. It's barely distinguishable from the parking lot that you were in moments before. It's as though you were teleported to a different dimension, and that you know that this just grew up around you, and you're not sure how far it goes. This just happens. What do you do?
I really wish we had gotten the all-wheel drive on the RV at this moment in time.
Things really grow quick here, don't they?
Also, can I listen to that open phone? Can we hear anything on the thing?
Oh yeah.
You don't hear anything other than you don't hear anything other than the forest around you, which seems to be sort of alive with sound.
I'm going to look out the window and have a good look through the forest to see if I see anything moving. And if the buildings are still there, but the trees have just basically just grown through them, around them, you know. Or if we're somewhere completely different.
It does appear to you as though you are still in the same space as in the parking lot, you know, this big empty space previously now filled with the trees. But you do notice the closer that you look at the trees, and they do remind you of the same ones from Babylon, the club, that there's something off about the trees.
And
they seem sort of in the corner of your eyes when you're not focusing on them. It's almost as though you can see them moving slightly.
I mute the phone and put it on speakerphone just so if anything comes through on the other end, we'll hear it, but that we don't say anything that comes through, and I'll just kind of look around. Well, this is certainly something.
It's quite a change in the scenery, and now the phone is gone, right? That I
Cassie
shot.
Cassie has the phone that you called on, and the phone that you shot is gone. Yes.
Well, he kind of looks at the gun and just looks like, "This is quite more powerful than we could have even imagined."
So
you're not need to let this sit into anyone else's hands. I'm just going to hang on to this, and he'll tuck it in his back of his belt.
Near the crotch.
The back.
Thomas is going to go to Cassandra. Do you know anything about this gun, where it kind of came from, or?
Well, I had a dream, in which it was present.
That's you know.
That's about the
cool.
extent of it.
What else can you? Is there anything else? Any other details about this dream that it might shed some light, my dear?
Oh,
Was
goodness,
anybody else there?
It feels like this dream was about 4 or 5 weeks ago, but let me do my best. You know how it's hard to remember dreams when you wake up.
It is true.
yeah.
The details of the dream do seem to have aged you. I think your Lindy's memory of it is accurate to what yours would be.
Yeah, I do remember there was a woman on a throne who looked an awful lot like that angel statue lady.
Did she speak or anything like that? Maybe.
Oh, she looked at me, but that was about the extent of it. She seemed to have been...
She didn't like vomit gold or anything
no,
like
she
that.
didn't vomit gold or anything
Okay.
like that. No.
Okay.
Well, I do find it curious though. What's that?
Do you know anything about this gun, Thomas? I just... You asked me and you mentioned vomiting gold. It's just a bit weird.
I mean, kinda. I might have had a dream. Where I was the same angel, but she like vomited gold, and that was like how the gun was made.
Oh.
Let me ask you a question, Thomas.
Yeah.
Where do you keep your sock puppet?
It will probably be pocket, probably. Like, because he probably wears like a coat.
Yeah, I wondered where that was
Is
going.
that a sock puppet in your pocket, or are you just happy to see it?
It's a little bit of both.
My dear.
Thomas, you and only you feel the sock puppet in your pocket.
Okay.
Hang on now, and I don't want to sound too sexy when I say this.
Let me get comfortable.
Yeah, please. Do you feel the sock puppet in your pocket move out, like fall out, but it feels like it moves? And when you look down, you and only you see your sock puppet with pearl button eyes that never blink look up at you.
Mr. Fibbles, what are you doing down there? I reached down to pick it up.
Now, do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. What do we see when he says that?
You see a totally limp. I don't mean to sound too sexy when I say this.
You're saying the song is flat.
Placid sock on the floor.
A totally inanimate was what I should have said. It's totally inanimate.
Okay.
It looks like just a sock puppet, which, doesn't have a hand in it.
Yeah, Percy will kind of look at Cassie and just like kind of little wide-eyed, but not really say anything to acknowledge the fact that he just called us sock Mr. Fibbles.
Cassie's gonna see the button eyes and kind of just be have a look like, bless his little heart. Like, he really doesn't have many friends.
Percy just kind of like gives you a kind of a look of like, well, come on, I'm sure he did it to himself. As we just have like a silent conversation of glances.
Does anything happen when I pick up Mr. Fibbles?
Yes, Mr. Fibbles looks at you and opens his mouth and speaks. Hello, Thomas.
What are you doing out of my pocket?
It sort of slinks away from you, moving like a snake or a serpent, and says, "Well, I thought that I might be able to help you."
Really? How?
Yes. We are in the garden, are we not?
There's a lot of trees, yeah.
Exactly. And this is my domain. I know every tree, every stump, every turn in the road around here.
Really, Mr. Fibbles, this is where you're from.
That's right.
He's going to turn to the other two. We got a guide.
And who exactly might this guide be? And yes, you're muted, Pruitt.
Well, luckily
Fibbles.
I was just going.
Mr. Fibbles, and he'll hold him up. I'll
Totally
let
dead.
Mr. Fibbles
It's a-
move, like if he needs to. Yeah.
Totally
so-
inanimate.
Well, let me. All right. So, what do you want to know about this area? And I'll ask Mr. Fibbles, and then we'll, get an answer.
Mr. Fibbles is a sock puppet.
That's right.
So you
Potter. Sure.
Kidding.
So, so basically, what you're saying is this is one of your Horcruxes. So what you're saying is that puppet is going to guide us.
Yeah.
Is the puppet talking to you, Thomas?
He looks at the puppet, nods. Yeah.
Has the puppet always talked to you, Thomas?
Yeah. I mean, he's like
Oh, okay.
one of my best friends.
Isn't that
Wait,
sweet?
Just ask him a question
your
about
heart.
what you want around this area, what we can find, and he'll answer.
How did we come upon this area, considering it did literally sprout from nothing?
He turns
How
to
did
Mr.
we get here?
Fibbles. Mr. Fibbles, do you hear them?
Yes, though they can't hear me because they're not special like you are.
Ah, yeah, I see. So, can you answer the question?
Of course. One does not enter the garden by traditional means.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a place in the same way that there's places in the mortal realm are. There are places within places. Sometimes you can stumble into them, especially when you have been close to the veil. You understand, don't you, Thomas?
He turns over. Well, it seems like we went through a magic door, and we're close to something called the Veil. Do I know what the Veil is? I probably wouldn't.
At the mention of that, you see Percy, I assume Cassandra, also like
Yeah.
kind of like straighten up and like actually get a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
You say that we have crossed the veil.
The veil? Yeah.
That's what Mr. Fibbles says. Yeah.
And let me double check that. I'll be right back. Hang on just one second. And
Okay.
Percy goes over to like a map. He goes to the glove box or whatever of the RV, just kind of away from everyone. And by the way, Will, I did roll a 16 on my bound, which is, I do at the beginning. So that means I get 3 questions or 3 options. And I'm that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically just kind of close my eyes as I go up and just pretend like I'm looking through a map or something, and just kind of, where are we right now? And just kind of ask that question, to whoever it is that keeps answering them.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get this question answered, the answer just sort of presents itself in your mind. It's not always the inheritor having like a back and forth with you. You find the answer in your head is the garden.
Oh, well. I don't want to alarm you, Cassisue, but it appears Mr. Fibbles might not be telling fibbles, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm inclined to believe the same. Percy.
Interesting.
He'll head to Mr. Fibbles. Do you like these two? They seem quite nice.
I care not for niceness, Thomas. I only care about special people like you.
Okay. He turns to them. He likes you.
Well.
Isn't that nice?
Certainly a weight off my mind.
So, should we go explore or find a way back? I could ask him.
And I want to show you, Thomas.
He wants to show us so many things. I think that we should let him. I think we should.
I'm inclined to agree. Not often you get to cross the veil.
That is true. That is true, my dear. Perhaps we should set out then, but we should definitely stay together. I don't think we should part ways in this very interesting-looking garden.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. So, Mr.
So easy
Fibbles,
to
which
get
way?
lost in the forest.
He heads to the door and opens it.
Yeah. Okay. The group of you set out into the gardens. And we're going to cut over to Jolene first, seeing as we haven't caught up with her for a little while. And then we'll get over to Vincent. So, Jolene, winding back time a little bit, you had that pretty nasty experience out there with the your stalker and the car, and you've woken up this morning. You find Thomas has, he was up and he went and made some breakfast, and it hits you that you've left the car out there. And now it's broad daylight, it's a lot less scary, and it hits you that leaving the car there might not go so well when it comes to the police and
all my
or
stuff in it.
just yeah, and all your shit in it as well.
And Coco was abandoned in the night and must be retrieved.
Exactly, yeah. So you begin to just slip out the door, I guess, to quickly go and get it, because you didn't leave it far away. It shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes to go and get it. And it's early enough where hopefully people haven't woken up and sort of started reporting things, etc. So you start heading down the road. Along the way, you do pick up Mr. Coco, where he had fallen previously last night after you'd been chased by this mysterious stalker of yours. And you see the car. They kind of
scoop him up off the lawn, put him back in the bucket.
Yep. You see the car up ahead, but you also see the house where previously you had seen your stalker in the window, and he had exited that house to come after you. As far as you can tell, the house looks abandoned insofar as that there are no cars parked outside that look like they belong to that property. The door, however, is slightly ajar, the front door to the house, which is somewhat unnerving. But maybe after he chased you, he just, left the door open and didn't return. So the house may be empty.
I imagine she hesitates, planning on just getting in the car and just driving it back to the house and getting on with it. But then she thinks, what if he's in there sleeping and I can just stop him from coming after me once and for all? She's still shaken. Everything Tom's told her is very strange and very weird. She knows there's this plan that's going on today that definitely involves her husband, and Joe was calling last night. So she works up this plan in her head to end one nightmare. And looking around, I imagine it's one of those kind of driveways that has the large kind of boulder decorative things. So she's going to pick up one of those, and then her keys in her other hand so that the metal kind of protrudes between two fingers. And she's going to creep up to this house. Because I do have the goal of confronting my stalker. So I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I think in the cold light of day as well, it's a little less intimidating to enter that house. And
it's so strange that he was here last night of all places, because she just pulled up into a random driveway. So she kind of, she wants answers, and she's armed now, and she's not being chased by police and a stalker. So she's feeling a little braver. Plus, nothing is scarier than Joe. So...
Absolutely. You step inside the house and come to a sort of porch area, and it looks like there are no coats hanging on the rack. There are no shoes here at all. There's not even like a welcome mat or anything like that. And you peer further into the house, you see a staircase running up to the left, a kitchen area in front of you, and a lounge to the right. and you can't hear anyone, or you don't see anyone walking around inside. It looks kind of abandoned.
Well, where the hell did you come from? And she's gonna go deeper now, having this gut feeling that that weirdness that she saw Joe doing and the strangeness of Babylon, and maybe there's some sort of, she doesn't want to think magic bullshit, but she's thinking magic bullshit is going on. There's something that's not right and not normal, and she's looking for signs of that. She remembers seeing symbols in the pool house, and she's looking for traces of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she'll just kind of quietly be stepping through this house, pushing open doors and peering into rooms.
You step into the lounge, and as soon as you do, you realize what's off, because the smell of old dried blood begins to assail your nostrils. And you see a small trail of blood on the floor, which leads up the staircase. Oh, for some reason I can't hear you, Charlie.
Sorry. So despite her survival instincts telling her, go back to the car, just go, you don't want to know the answer, there's a dark part of her that does want to know, and she's going to just follow this trail. She's already started, she's already in here, she's already in danger from multiple sources. Coco has been left, by the way, on the bonnet of the car in his bucket, just in case anyone is wondering where Coco is right now. He's outside, he's nice and safe. This is Jolene, a rock, and her keys. And she follows the trail. You say upstairs?
Upstairs, yeah. With some trepidation, you begin to follow the blood trail, which isn't so heavy as to look like someone was really bleeding out, but it's enough to have, someone was dripping blood, so they must have had some open wound as they were ascending this staircase. And the blood trail stops at a door, which is closed, but it looks like whoever was bleeding entered into this room, which must be some kind of bedroom. It's the only door upstairs, and it's just you and the door.
She pauses and takes a centering breath, staring at this door. Does this look like it opens towards her or like into the room?
Into the room.
Alright, so she's going to position it so as she opens the doors, she can move back and use the wall as cover. But she doesn't know what to expect, and she's just on edge as she slowly turns the handle and pushes the door, slowly edging back towards that protective wall. But the blood was old. The blood was dried.
It was, yeah. Must have been some time ago, but as you step into the room, the smell of blood intensifies, and you look in horror at a room which has been covered in blood across the carpet, across the walls, even across the ceiling. And it looks as though, rather than simply being blood which has been spilt, it looks as though the blood has been painted on, possibly with brush, and along the walls, along with the blood, are hundreds, if not thousands, of photographs of you in various different locations, various different outfits and days, across several years. There's even photos here from as long as 5 or 6 years ago, as far as you can tell. And the blood, what they've been painting appears to be letters. The numbers rather. And repeated over and over is the number 10.
She instinctually just pulls that door back shut. She doesn't want to see that. She wants that image to be gone, and she actually jumps as the door slams shut, despite the fact she's the one that slammed it. And then she stands there for a moment, her heart kind of pounding, trying to control the sound of her breath, not wanting anyone to come running, even though she slammed the door. And then she's going to slowly open that door again to take another look, hoping maybe she'd imagined it. Maybe she'd psyched herself up so hard she just conjured something really horrible. And this time as she opens it, she's going to step into this space.
Yes. You step inside and take it all in. It's a lot. You're not sure how long ago this happened because the blood is dried. Some of it looks older than others. It looks like someone was using this place for quite some time as a base of operations, and they've been taking photos of you. It seems like from some distance, but they must have a long lens camera in order to get the quality of shots that they've been getting on you. They even have photos of you recently with the others.
Afraid and confronting this, she is going to move towards that wall of photos and just begin ripping them down. This is an invasion, this is a threat, and if she can do something against it, she's hoping that's going to make her feel better, but I don't think it is. So she's just going to tear handfuls of these pictures from this wall.
Yeah. You just begin to tear it down out of instinct and fear. And as you're doing it, suddenly there's a hand on your shoulder.
I think she screams. And she clenches on that key in her hand, and she turns to try and jab it in the face. The rock is down on the ground because she's tearing handfuls of pictures, but she's still got the key. This tiny metal shard between her fingers, and just screams and just instinctively just rams it towards where she imagines head height is. She can't see, she doesn't know who's behind her.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone catches your hand with the key in it, and you look into the face of the person that's standing behind you. It's a young man who's wearing a long trench coat. He's maybe in his mid-30s or so, and green eyes look back at you. And for a second, it seems like he's afraid of you for a second as well. And he grabs the hand and then just says, "Hey, it's okay.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
It's gonna be okay.
What are you to
Listen.
this place?" And she's gonna try and get control of her wrist again. She's still very much in fight mode.
It's gonna be okay. I'm a police officer. I'm an investigator." He goes into a pocket and shows you some ID.
If anything, she looks more scared now. This is even scarier. And she's gonna try and move back and away from him. Are there any windows in this room?
There is a window in the room, yeah.
Great, she wants to move kind of back and in that direction. So I'm imagining he's coming through the door, so she can't really get to that exit without going through him.
Yeah. He, he's got his hands, in a calm down sort of motion. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm investigating this, all of this, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm with a special department. And listen, you're not in any trouble. I just want to help. I want to get to the bottom of this. But I'm going to need your help to do that. And you're going to need my help if you want to get rid of this thing.
What? Was it you following me last night? You were here, right? Looking out the window?
Yes. I wanted to come and speak to you, but you kept running, and I didn't want to. You throw a coconut at me. I was hoping you'd come back and try and get your car. I'm sorry if I scared you. I should have thought about that. I found this place yesterday. Whoever's been running this thing has left already.
So, it's not you following me all the time? Wasn't you at the mall?
No.
And she's gonna try and like purge that memory, like bring that memory up and try and remember the guy at the mall, although she spent most of the time just hiding in the shoe shop from what I remember and trying to pretend like they didn't exist.
Mm-hmm. They were wearing a long, like, dark hoodie, but
That's
they were
right.
probably male. Similar build, but you know, you didn't get a good look at them. He says, I promise, I swear to you, I haven't been following you. Just last night when I was trying to speak to you about all of this, but I appreciate that I should have considered. You've been through a lot.
I don't know anything about this, apart from finding it today. And, what did you say your name was? And she's still backing up towards that window.
You can call me Daedalus. I'm a friend. And whatever this is, I'm gonna help you.
I think I have enough friends. Thank you. I just want to get out of here.
Listen, do you want this thing following you? Do you know what it does?
What do you mean it? It's the guy, isn't it? I mean, I thought he must work for Joe or something.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, it's possible. It could be working for
Although
Mr. Magnolia,
Joe
but
doesn't know where I am because he's looking for me, so... And it's kind of dawning on her that now there are definitely two things looking for her. What do you know, Mr. Daedalus?
I know that whatever this thing is, it's not normal. I believe that it's something bigger than just a stalker. And I believe that there are things that we're not meant to see, but sometimes we do. And as soon as we do see them, they can't be unseen.
I mean, like trees that eat people. People, but
He looks at
come
you
in
curiously.
trees.
That's exactly what I mean.
Who do you work for, Mr. Daedalus? Because it's not regular cops, is it?
It's not at all. We work on the side of good.
Good. What side is that exactly?
Listen, this thing here, it's no joke. This monstrosity that's been following you. Now, I believe it can do more than just watch. I believe that what it's doing here is something to do with memories. These photographs here, there are moments in them that it can use to steal memories from you. And it can have those memories for itself. When it has enough memories, when it has enough to think like you, look like you, know everything about you, where you've been, who you know. At that point, this parasite no longer has any need for you. It's getting closer. It's been following you for some time. once it has everything it wants, that will be it. For you, I mean. So we have to stop it before it gets to that point.
There's only one reason it would want to be me. Right? Something to do with
Why's
Joe. Everything's always to do with Joe. And she turns and the tension in her body kind of drops, and she's going to take in these photographs and think about all those moments that were there. You know, I imagine it's like going in and out motel rooms and kind of day-to-day stuff.
Mm-hmm. He starts to take a look at it as well for you. I think maybe that you know something that it wants. And once it knows it, perhaps it does appertain to your husband, then its mission will be completed.
Wow.
So my advice would be not to tell anyone what that is. Perhaps so. Memories can be elusive. There are things that we remember and those that we can't until we need to.
When you were here last night, was there a body that goes with all this blood? Do you know whose blood it is?
I don't. No, but I have had the blood sent to a lab to be analyzed, so we should know by the end of the day whose blood it is. That's, of course, if they're a person.
How many things out there aren't actually people?
If I told you, you'd be horrified.
It's been that kind of week.
I know that you're up to something with Miss Reader and your husband. I don't need to know what it is. Quite
She's
frankly,
turning
I'm
my
concerned
friend
about
into a
that.
tree. She abducted
See.
someone who had nothing to do with anything, and she's turning her into a tree. Cassie Sue said probably already too late, but if you know about these things, do you know how I could stop that? How I could do something? Do you know what she is?
I don't. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that I want to. Miss Reader is considered in some circles to be a person to be avoided at all costs.
Well,
Even amongst
you're not much good then,
menfolk.
are you? Just pick and choose the easy things.
I don't choose the cases that I'm assigned to, miss. Perhaps I can help you, though. If you can help me with my investigation.
What is it that you want from me?
I want to lay a trap. I want to draw
Seems
it
like
out.
a lot of people like to use me for traps.
It seems like the only way. If we can see it, even just for a moment, I'll know more about what it is, where it is. Maybe I'll even be able to catch it and kill it.
Alright. Where? When? How?
This house, tonight. It's been drawn out from its home, this place here. If it thinks that it's being disrupted, then it might just come back to quieten us. You can bring the rest of your friends if you want for some backup. We don't have to do this alone.
Don't you have helpful friends, Mr. Daedalus?
I do. But the thing about helpful friends is that they're often very busy.
Try and persuade them it's important. I'm kind of attached to my life. What's left of it.
I'll do my best. I promise you that much. And if you need some time to think about it, then take some time, just not too much time. Things in the city are starting to progress faster than expected. Time is of the essence.
What's happening in the city? And she looks genuinely like just confused. This is a lot of information to be processing.
Let's just say the things that you've been seeing are starting to happen elsewhere as well. Other people are beginning to see them, and that's a problem. You've heard of
What happens
a veil.
if-
You understand, if a veil is torn away, well then you see what's really underneath, and sometimes that's not too pleasant. I'm with the people that tries to keep those unpleasant things away, because it's better for everyone. But there are those here in the city as well that would rather tear that veil away and let everyone see the truth. Sometimes the truth is too much to handle, as I believe a famous film set once. You can't handle it. That was a joke. When I'm nervous, I make jokes.
You'll
about
forgive
this
me
trap.
for not laughing.
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to work out this humor thing, but you'll think about my offer, won't you?
I want to find out who's chasing me, and I want them to stop. If you say you can do that,
I'll
then
stop them.
alright. Then I'll be here.
Tell your friends if you want to. Bring as many as you want. But tell them it's going to be dangerous. And tell them to bring something to defend themselves if they come.
I'll see what kind of a mood they're in today.
Alright. Well, good luck. And if you see anything strange or need help, then
I'll
yeah.
call the Ghostbusters.
You do that. And he hands you a card.
And she'll take the card and look it over. Just like a regular business card type deal.
Yeah, regular business card, says Daedalus, has a number on it. Private investigator is their business.
Okay. Are there any like logos, symbols?
Nope, completely blank.
Okay.
Hey,
She looks
just as you're
down and
heading out.
predictably
Go ahead.
she's in a dress with no pockets, so she just kind of has to do the old wedge it under the strap of the dress until she can get to like her bag, somewhere to put it.
Yeah. Say, the number 10 doesn't mean anything to you, does it? Because it seems to mean a lot to this thing.
Don't know. Math was never my strong point.
Well, if you think of anything, let me know. Could be important.
I'll do my best. And
All right,
she'll walk down. Deciding
safe
not
out
to use
there.
the window as a dramatic escape.
Yeah. He's at the door to see you out. I'll be here.
She's gonna
Just down
take
the road.
one of the photographs with her as like evidence of what is here.
Yep. Jolene, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get it.
Well, I guess that remains to be seen. And she's gonna hop in the car and really pray this thing starts.
It does. And Daedalus watches you from the door as you drive away. And Vincent. Whew. Vincent, you've been shot in the knee, which is a particularly painful place to get shot in, it has to be said. But you are quickly ferried off to one of the doctors that doesn't ask any questions. And it just so happens that this doctor is a believer in certain crystals and things which no doubt would interest you. As soon as you're let in, Dr. Sophia, who is the doctor who doesn't ask any questions, she lets you in. She's an older lady, perhaps 60 or 70 years old, and as soon as you hobble into her place, you see that the entirety of her house is covered in crystals, which have a particular interest to you. And she sits you down immediately and starts healing you, not with crystals, but with actual medical practices. But you are somewhat taken in by the beauty of her house while she's fixing you up.
Dr. Sophia, right?
Yes, that's me. I won't ask your name.
Well, that is an auspicious name. Actually, you know, Sophia is a name associated with Lilith, Adam's first wife, in the Garden of Eden. I don't know what I'm thinking about this stuff. Must be the painkillers.
Oh, I know all about the garden, Sonny Jim.
Gardens and rocks. Rocks so pretty.
Yes, well, some of these pieces here have some real power to them. Others are more trinkets and baubles, but I think they tie the place together quite nicely.
Can you tell me more about the ones who hold power, actually?
Yes. She finishes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like finished up the wound, and she sort of scurries off to show you one of the crystals. She brings one back. It's a small blue stone, about the size of a small bird egg, with silver grey veins that flow across it, and it seems like they're almost moving when you look at it under a light. This here is a piece from the garden.
You mean like a rock from the Garden of Eden? I never seen a rock like this before.
It's a big garden. There was a lot in it, or so the legend goes. This here instills a sense of tranquility and peace. But he who wields it and carries the stone is not allowed violence. Tranquility comes at a cost. You're not going to be shooting anyone yourself particularly well with it. Why don't you take this one?
Oh,
I think
really?
it will be useful to you. Yeah, yes. Things are moving along quite quickly.
And I've no use for it anyway. As you can see,
What's
I'm
it?
already quite peaceful myself.
What's the name of this rock? This pretty rock.
Tranquility, I call it.
Tranquility. Do I owe you anything for this?
Oh, nonsense. Just, if you ever do get shot again, come back to me. And I'll fix you right up.
Oh, I'll make sure of that. Tranquility. Did I ever tell you that I really don't like violence in my line of work?
Well, this will be right up your alley then, won't it?
Yeah, but one thing you said, it's kind of buzzing in my head right now, and it's things are moving along. What do you mean about that?
No, I just mean that time is passing, young man, and as time passes, so too do those of us who live on this world. Events progress, inevitably.
You know,
Why don't-
Yeah. Yeah, please, go ahead, ladies.
I
first.
was just saying, why don't now I've got you all stitched back up, you go and find the rest of your friends. That stone might come in handy.
Already? You know, it has been a weird couple of days. Like, I've never seen this kind of stuff before. I mean, like, that case, that job.
Of course you do, and you're a bright little spark. Come back tomorrow and I'll show you some more. I'm afraid I'm getting quite tired. My constitution is not what it once was, and I'm rather sleepy. But on the morrow, come back any time, and I'll have you a full tour of the pieces I have here for you. Does that sound good?
Oh, that indeed sounds good. I should be joining my friends and Miss M. What happened with Miss M? He's just Vincent. He's just bubbling due to the painkillers. It's not
That's
like
right.
he actually asking.
Right. Yeah. She sort of helps you up. And there we go. All right. Well, you can take the bus or a train, or we can call a car for you. I'll call a car for you. 10 minutes later, a car pulls up, and Dr. Sophia says, "I've told him to go wherever you want. Should be able to find your friends, or head back home, wherever home is."
Well, I must find my friends. They're like in the building. They're building an angel. You see, I fill it with things.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay,
Come now,
okay.
Take a sit down, and we'll get you back to them in a jiffy.
Okay, Vincent kind of starts a stream of consciousness with the driver and starts talking about the golden gun, the dangers of hardware stores while traveling.
Okay, so at this point then, we'll cut back to our friends in the garden, Cassie, Percy, and Thomas. The three of you are following the directions of a sock puppet, which seems to be talking to Thomas. And once again, you step outside, and it feels really hot. You can sense the difference in temperature immediately as you step out of the RV and out into what feels like the Amazon rainforest, I guess, in terms of humidity and heat. And Mr. Fibbles says, "Come this way. There is much to be seen, Thomas."
I follow Mr. Fibbles, or well, he guides me, and I go where he tells me.
Yeah.
As you're walking and you guys are following Thomas, Mr. Fibbles sort of speaks to you, Thomas, and explains a little bit and says,
You see, Thomas, there are those people who are so very special that they can see things that others can't. Aren't the things that you can see magical and fantastic? Wouldn't you say?
I mean, like a forest just coming up, like from nowhere is kind of amazing. And earlier I saw a woman like become one with a tree. That was kind of weird, but interesting.
Yes.
One or the other.
Magnificent in its own way. You see, Thomas, what you see is the truth. You see what's really there. Other people, they see a lie.
A lie?
Yes.
Right, but why?
Stupid lie.
Wait. Do my friends see it too? Do they see it too? Because they can see.
Sometimes they can see the truth too, but only because I let them.
Oh, I see. So they're kind of semi-stupid.
A little stupid, yes,
but right.
they have a spark inside of them, but it just so happens that yours is much brighter. And so you illuminate things for them as well.
Oh,
like a lantern.
That's good. I think that's really good. Yeah.
I think so too, yes.
Yes.
And the rest of the world, when they can't see the truth, that makes them stupid, but that's not fair, is it? That you should see and that they shouldn't? Are we not seeking equality?
I mean, I kind of seen a lot about, like everyone wants to be equal, apart from the really rich. They're not too bothered about being that. But, I did hear about someone ever being equal, but, someone shouted Kami.
Oh, yes.
I'm not entirely sure what that means, but...
Thomas, think of this. Your whole life, what have you had? Why, nothing.
Well, I mean...
Homeless. You've been on the streets. Have you ever had a house, a real job, security? That's not fair, is it?
Well,
not really.
I'm okay where I am. I get to meet nice people.
Of course you are.
And
of course you are. But it's still not quite fair. And what I want is fairness for everyone. Equality. I want everyone to be able to see what you see. To open their eyes, Thomas. You understand, don't you?
I mean, kinda. I mean, that would be fair. Yeah, I mean, they could see all these amazing things. I mean, I mean, not all of them, I guess, are so amazing. Like that poor woman in the tree. That was kind of.
But you must take the good with the bad, must you not?
I mean, that's the same in, the reality, isn't it, with the world? Sometimes you look in a trash bin and you get a nice half-eaten Subway, and it's good, but then you open it up and realize it's got sweet corn and tuna in, which is bad. So, the good and the bad, it's
rotten inside, yes. Yeah. Exactly, Thomas, exactly. How marvelous would it be if you and me could open everyone's eyes and wake them up from the nightmare?
So wait, so everyone will be special, right? Not just me, everyone.
Everyone would be special right now, Thomas. They're all dreaming, and the dream is a nightmare. It's fear, misery, inequality, butchery, madness. But the truth, the truth is beautiful. And if we could wake them up they would see, and they would be happy.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah. I mean, we'll wake everyone up. So what do we...
You'd agree.
Yeah, you're so wise, Mr. Fibbles.
Yes. Now, your friends, they probably think you're crazy. They think that we're not real.
I look back and see the expression on Cassandra and Percival's face. Whatever that is.
You cut back to us who have been slowly, like, dropping back away from Tom. And he's just like, my dear, I think he's crazy as shit.
he was talking to himself, and he's like, first I thought maybe he just saw something through the veil, but now he's having full-fledged conversations.
And I'm not one to knock, I'm not one to knock working out a problem amongst oneself.
Of course not. I mean, we all talk to ourselves on occasion, but I mean, you go from piercing the veil to full, just minutes of conversation.
It's quite a bridge too far, my dear.
It's a bit much.
Well, piercing the veil is one thing.
He must have fell out of the sanity tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Oh, my dear, he did.
He turns back, looks. No, I think they think I'm sane.
Be that as it may,
but at least we have been fooled.
We can convince them of the power of the truth. Have you heard the saying, there's nothing more powerful than the truth?
No. But I have now.
Now you have.
Okay.
Thomas, I want you to put your hand inside of me.
Well, I mean...
want you to draw out something that I have for your friends. It's like
does it
trick. When the rabbit
hurt?
comes out of the hat. No. Well.
Okay. Well, I meant for you, because I am shoving my hand up your...
This here is nothing.
Okay.
I have so much more to show you. Now, reach inside.
Okay.
And pull out something that I have for your friends.
Okay. He turns round and he goes, guys, look at this magic trick that I can do. And he puts his hand in, tries to grasp whatever's in there, and pulls it out.
You draw out a mummified hand from the suck puppet, which is surrounded by a small sort of whisper glow of fire. And the puppet, Mr. Fibbles, says,
"This is for your friend Percival. It is part of someone very, very important who once held great power in his very hand."
Should I give it to him?
Yes, hand it to him.
Okay.
And once again inside, I have something else.
This is
he's going back to seconds.
Very lewd. Percival, Mr. Fibbles says this is for you. And he hands.
I do have hand sanitizer.
Apparently, someone really, really powerful kind of use this magic kind of thingy. So it's for you. Mr. Fibbles wants you to have it. It's about. I think it's going to help us let everyone see. That's what he's talking about. Right. And one sec. I haven't forgotten you, Cassandra. I mean, there's something for you.
Don't worry. I wasn't afraid you did.
Okay. And I pull out.
You pull out a pair of hair curlers. These hair curlers are.
I mean, you just have lovely hair. I really like it. So I figured,
I mean, really, the humidity does most of the work, but...
This is for your friend, Cassie Sue.
Okay, Cassie Sue.
Yeah. Yes. Hair curlers.
Mr. Fibbles, what do they do? Do they just curl hair or straighten hair?
They will find out soon enough. One more time, Thomas. I have one last gift for you.
He hands, here you go. If this is to help with your hair and the humidity.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know where you're
Thomas,
going to plug it in. It might be battery part. I don't know.
We
Okay,
have
so
at least 8 different outlets in the RV. Don't worry about
Oh,
that.
it'll be fine. I'm going to go one more time. Okay. Oh, what have you got, Mr. Fibbles?
Should really rest in between these.
You pull out a small but delicate silver ring. Looks to be nothing particularly ornate or out of the ordinary, but there's something about it which you can't help but keep looking at. And Mr. Fibbles says,
This is for Jolene. The others have already. Vincent has already received a gift. Jolene is yet to. When you see her, give this to her.
What does it do, Mr. Fibbles? What is it? It's kind of pretty.
They help all of you to see the truth.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, what I'll do, I'll put this in my pocket. Hey, Percival and Cassie Sue. This is for Jolene when we find her again. I might forget. So.
Well, I do believe she was married, but she didn't seem particularly happy with the arrangement. I'm sure she'd be happy for this uptrade. You've got a decent chance at this.
I think you really do.
Get down on one knee.
Y'all seem to have a natural rapport.
Wait, so I think you think I should be on one knee when I give it to her?
Yes, you should definitely be on one knee as you give this to her.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay, well.
I mean, it is tradition.
It is.
What, to give rings? So if I were to give a ring to you, Percival, I would have to get on one knee. Is that?
I mean, if you want to, but you know it.
I mean,
it is
I don't mind. I can swing either way. It's pretty cool.
Hey, you make a good gate.
Well, apparently Mr. Fibbles says that this is to help us see, to make us all special so we can see, the world as it really is.
Exactly.
I see enough of the world.
What he means, but I figure it means it helps us see all these trees and stuff.
Oh, pierce the veil even further.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, pierce the veil. Yeah. It's supposed to help us out. Anything else, Mr. Fibbles? You got anything else up there? And he's gonna have a look. Anything at all?
That's all for now, Thomas. But in time, I may have more for you as well. Yes, but I wanted to show you what was possible, and now you have seen. Now, you and me have a lot of work to do to show the whole world what's going on. And your companions have several tasks ahead of them as well, which will inevitably lead to the truth being revealed.
Great, so we help them do that.
All we need to do is to help your friends however we can.
Mr. Fibbles
will come to fruition in the Wheel of Time.
Right. Well, Mr. Fibbles, I don't know if you're up to date on what we're doing, but we're kind of caught in a situation of this kind of statue. We got this one really powerful evil woman with the trees that eat people or become people. I'm not entirely sure about that. And then we got this other guy, this mobster, who's a very, very bad man to Jolene, and I wouldn't mind snapping his neck. Because he's a bad man. But and apparently we're kind of caught in the middle, and they want this kind of angel statue. Do you know much about this angel statue? I mean,
I know all about her, Thomas. She is a very important person, very special person, just like you.
What's her name?
She wants the same thing as we want, Thomas. She wants to show everyone. But a queen has many admirers, and both Miss Reader and Mr. Magnolia are admirers of this queen, and both of them are vying for her hand in marriage.
So wait. So this statue's kind of like a wedding gift, or is it her exactly?
I'm sorry, Thomas. What about this statue as a wedding gift?
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking to Mr. Fibbles about what the statue
right, well-
is, and apparently it's like this wonderful female angel
Yeah, it's a lady.
kind of thing.
It's
Yeah, a
not
lady.
actually just it's not
And-
actually a statue.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I evidently you do, but you
Yeah.
didn't tell me, so...
Well,
Okay, but
it's a bit
we'll
much for
get
some
back to
people to take in, but since Mr. Fibbles broken the ice, I figured I could chime in.
Anyway, and apparently it's kind of like a Mr. Dickhead and Miss Tree Woman. They're all vying to get her hand in marriage. They want to marry her. That's why they both want the statue. By the way, which one should we give the statue to, Mr. Fibbles? I mean...
You see, Thomas, that is your choice. The wheel, I do not care which one ascends, because whichever does will be proven to be the strongest. And I like strong people. They'll be the best person for the job.
What if I give it to her? What if I give it to her? That means I would be really strong, right?
Oh, I'm afraid the selection process is quite limited. We can help, but we can't take part.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, I barely know her. They've probably been courting her for quite some time, you know. I mean,
Exactly.
I understand.
Now, this queen, when she has her partner, then we will be able to reveal everything.
Okay, so make sure one. So wait a minute. Wait. So doesn't like Mr. Dickhead already have the statue?
Yes, but he must defeat his opponent while a competition is taking place.
Oh, I see. And he goes to the other. Okay, they can't give the wedding gift to the guests. The wedding gift to her because they have to defeat the other one to be able to do that. I think it's kind of like a Highlander thing. There can only be one.
I see.
So, yeah, I watched it. Like you know.
So she's Scottish.
It's just like that,
I mean,
Thomas.
the angel. She could be Scottish. I don't know. Is there anything you would like to? Is there anything you would like to ask Mr. Fibbles in relation to the statue or where we are at the moment? He might be able to answer. And he holds him up.
Go ahead,
You know-
Percy.
It stares back at you lifelessly.
I tell you what, I think I would like to ask Mr. Fibbles maybe a question. And Percy kind of closes his eyes. And I'm going to use my second of my bound ability. And I'm going to just ask the inheritor, let me see what he sees. If possible. You muted.
Fuck! Yeah. It's the one thing I didn't mute. It was my massive fuck. Yeah.
I'm going to get the neighbors up in arms.
There it is. You feel a rush of power rushing through your blood, and then you see the serpentine sock puppet with unblinking pearl button eyes moving and contorting and looking at you.
And Tom, you would see like pretty much like the tattoo on Percy's head, and his eyes have a dull like red, like the red of blood kind of glow about them. And now we can speak.
But there is a third contender, Thomas.
There he is. Who? What's his name? Or her name?
Some
their name.
call him the Inheritor, but I've known him for much longer than that. First name basis.
You're like mates, are you?
You don't say.
Something like that.
Percy, do you know the Inheritor?
I am aware of him. We have an understanding.
Are you aware your forehead is glowing?
Well, I would certainly hope so.
Right.
That means our understanding is still intact.
Cassandra, are you aware that your boyfriend's forehead is glowing?
And I think at this point now that we've actually gotten closer and not been like hanging back on like, oh, it's so hot. You notice that Cassie, Sue, and Percy have matching tattoos, but the orientation and placement is slightly different. Just be like, oh, yes, I'm quite aware of his forehead glowing. It does that on occasion. Yeah, slightly blessed in that regard.
Okay.
So, who might I say is saying hello the next time I speak with the Inheritor?
Oh, you could say Father.
I call him Mr. Fibbles.
To the Inheritor, at least. Yes.
Very
Some ways
interesting.
I'm father of all of us here, but we won't get into that now. But it has just struck me that this third angle might be even more chaotic than any other. And
Wait.
the prizes for you would be unspeakable. Of course, if you wanted to take part, if you wanted to win the Queen's hand, you would have to defeat the others. The other two contenders.
Quick question, Mr. Fibbles. What do we get if we win? I mean, we marry her, and I'm sure she's very pretty and everything, but, you know, I mean, I've heard people say this many times, that there are plenty of other fish in the sea, so, I mean...
We will reveal the truth to everyone.
Which is good.
And peace will finally be restored to this wasteland of an earth.
Okay, but what do I get?
Anything and everything you've ever wanted. All of
I
you.
like this. I like this idea.
You would have... I can't say it any simpler. Your heart's desire. Miss Reader may be able to offer you gifts in this mortal world. Power, even, which has a value. But all power flows from one source. And I am the well from which they pull their resources. Better to draw from the well directly than to be handed power by a pretender.
I reckon we should go for ourselves. I reckon we should do it ourselves.
Seems like the smart thing to do.
I believe Cassie and I were talking about something very similar to that. I'm sorry, my dear. You didn't hear any of that. Yes, we should grab the power for ourselves.
And we share. We share it with all of us. We all get the
Yes.
rewards.
That is quite delightful.
Yeah.
And Percy, you are the one who bears the mark, his gifts of my son, are you not?
Well, both my sweet lady Cassandra and I, we share the load, so to speak.
But then why is it she that he chooses to speak to in dreams?
I'm not quite sure I know what you mean. I mean,
Did you not see them last night when I showed you?
I saw them speaking. He did not speak to me, per se.
Exactly. He chooses to speak to her and not you, the most powerful man here, the most worthy of his affections.
Well, I mean, it is his affections that allowed me to see you, so I'm obviously still in his favor. So I'm not really sure what you're trying to, what you're pecking at here.
Merely strikes me as odd that she is his favorite and not you. That does not seem right to me.
Well, she does speak with his voice, so it does make sense that he would whisper to her so that she may relay the good word.
You are correct, perhaps. Say, do you remember how it came to be that he spoke to you both the first time?
Well, I mean, I think we were having coffee, and she brought up the fact of this ritual that could help us out, could give us some power. I don't really recall the ritual itself. I do remember some chanting, some smoke, the incense. I got a little nauseous, but in the end, I bore this mark as did she, and could call upon his power.
Tonight, when you sleep, I'll show you.
Oh, well, I'm not really sure what you intend to show me that I don't already know, but I mean, I'm always good for a picture show.
You shall see. That may change things somewhat, but what am I to do if not make the final race as exciting as it can possibly be? Now, we have the cards on the table. Perhaps you will try to seize the power for yourselves. Either way, you must be careful. Because sooner or later, they will try to destroy you too. And you may have no choice. We must be careful. And we must even be careful of each other.
He looks around.
Thomas leans in and looks at each two.
Come close.
Who?
We may not even be able to trust Cassius.
Why?
People lie to each other, and she keeps secrets from you.
That's true. She didn't tell me about about knowing about the veil.
Well, Tom, that is not something you just spring upon people. It's
I mean, I
makes
did.
them go mad.
I mean,
All
I did.
I'm saying is keep an open mind. Tonight, when you dream, Percy, I'll show you, and you'll understand what I mean. I'm just looking out for all of you here.
I think you should listen to Mr. Fibbles, Percy. He wants to help us.
Well, no one would spit in that sock, my good man. I'm not really inclined to trust it, but...
Hey, it gave you a present! It got us this far.
It gave me a rotten hand. I already have 2 of those, and I don't need a third.
Could you...
I don't even know what to do with the first 2.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Mr. Father Fibbles, I will find out my information in my own good time. So when you do visit me tonight, I will already have any info in hand.
We shall see, Percy. We shall see. I hope that you do find the truth, because that is all that I want forever. Now, here's what you do next. Continue along the path. Continue along the race until there is finally a victor. And eliminate anyone else along the way, because at the end of all of this, there is only room for one on the throne.
Even get a... Wait. When you say one, do you mean just one of us that we have to kill each other? Or can we all share the throne?
You need not kill one another.
Oh, good.
Merely one of you will rule. Or, if you lose, Miss Rita or Mr. Magnolia will. you're going to want to find the Queen, because he who holds the Queen has the most power.
We need
They
to get to
see
the docks.
things. The shipyard. I'll show you where to find her.
See, didn't I tell you he was a good sock puppet?
Once you find her,
I thought it was for a different reason.
you take it. And she will show you the way. Now,
Sounds good to me.
I'm afraid our time in the garden is at an end. But should you need me, you know where to find me.
Yep, in my pocket.
Heaven forbid we get expelled from a garden by a snake.
Now, goodbye.
And the sock puppet falls dead, inanimate. And the garden falls down around you. The trees recede back into the earth. And where once there was a lush forest and a garden, now there is a parking lot outside of a Walmart.
Sorry, that sentence is just...
That sentence was beautiful.
It was fantastic. It was poetic.
It's the essence of America.
I'm gonna put Mr. Fibbles back in my pocket, and let's go get the others, and then we can go down the docks, the shipyard, and get the Queen, and then yay! Everyone gets to see everything. Yeah.
Have we already
Certainly.
purchased the supplies we need?
Yeah, I got your stuff.
Cool.
Yes, I start working on a replica right away. There was an awful lot of conversation that was going on there. I trust you'll fill me in, Percy, darling.
Oh, don't worry, my dear. I will fill you in as always.
Mr. Fibbles is quite chatty. Maybe next time I can ask if he can do something so you can talk to him. If you would like, Cassie Sue.
Oh, that's all right. I talk to plenty of people all the time.
Like the inheritor.
Yeah, he is.
I would
Yeah,
like to
we'll,
talk to
uh,
him. I just to see what he's like, see if he's.
Well, maybe
he's like
he'll
Mr.
pop by
Fibbles.
and say hello at some point.
Okay, that's pretty good. Anyway, should we get in the RV and pick up the others?
Yes.
Yes,
We should
we could drop
get the
Vincent
band
off
back
at the
together.
doctor's. Mm-hmm.
Let's get the band back together.
Cool.
So we're going to fast forward to back at the house when Percy, Thomas, and Cassie arrive. The driver of the car, Vincent, brings you to the house as well, lets you out. And I guess Jolene, you spent some time in the house, and now you're back driving your car. So you guys park up, return to the house. And it looks like it's empty. It doesn't look like Damien is in at the moment, possibly out on errands.
I really want to speak to Damien.
So how was that trip to the hardware store? Any particulars you want to share with us?
Oh, I mean,
Well, Mr.
just
Fibbles.
over the river and through the woods to the hardware store we go.
Mr. Fibbles was very helpful.
Yes.
Oh, you mean your sock, right? That's Fibbles.
Yeah. Mr. Fibbles, he was incredibly helpful. Yeah.
How so? And Vincent fires a glance at Percy and Cassie, like, what the hell is he talking about?
And you can tell Percy looks very reluctant to agree at all with anything that Tom says, but he's like, we all have our tricks, and Tom has his, and we did find out some very interesting information with regards to this statue and all of those players that have been pulling our strings hit for.
Would you mind to fill me in?
Well, long story short, They all want to rip the veil down. You do know what I'm talking about when I refer to the veil, do you not?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, they want to tear it down, so there is no difference between our world and that which lies beyond. And to do so, they are all courting this, the entity represented by this statue, and wish to eradicate all others in the race for her companionship. And once they have done that and married her, they will tear the veil down, showing off all of the truth to every person, whether they want to see it or not.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Much to take in, I understand.
It's a lot.
No. Actually,
Jolene's gonna wonder at like a towel like wrapped in her. She's been back and had a shower. She kind of comes in on.
Hi, Jolene.
Oh,
you're
you're
here.
back.
Thomas
Are you
Williams.
okay, my dear? I mean, you look okay.
I'm fine. I had an interesting date. Were y'all talking about the veil? Did I hear that right?
My dear, yes, we were. It
Do you know what
Was
the
there
veil
some
is?
kind of tweet that I missed where I know the veil is?
could you say that again? You're kind of choppy to me. Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Was there some kind of tweet that I missed where everyone now knows what the veil is and what it does? And
Well, I mean, assuming that you do know, since it sounds like you do, I think it's more of just a lack of willingness to admit that each of us can see it. We all
Know
played
about
our
the veil.
cards close to the chest, and I mean, if I was you, I would do that.
As was done, one does with the veil. I've known about it for many years now.
Okay. So wait a minute. If they want to tear down the veil, what's so bad about people finding the truth?
Some people
nothing.
can't handle the truth.
My good man, some people cannot even handle a scary movie, let alone what actually happens out in the world. mean, it's
Some
just
people
the way-
can't even play The Witcher free without getting fucking scared, and they can't even watch Aliens 1 without being
Too
fucking
soon.
terrified, apparently.
Or perhaps,
that's
you know,
it.
like just someone walking up a flight of stairs. I mean, is
I mean, even if they know that other person just actually lives in the same house. See, what
I mean-
what we're talking about in this metatextual sense, my good man, is that not everyone is prepared for the truth that will be unleashed upon them, and you will have a multitude of people that will just not be able to. There's going to be mass suicide. It's going to be chaos.
Which is
Oh, I
a bit exciting, I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm getting jealous of
people can't
chaos right
handle it.
now, my good man, woman.
We can't let the veil come down. There's a reason it's there.
No, mind you one thing. I might not be the sharpest tool in the the expression goes. It's sharpest
shed.
tool in the garage. Oh yeah, the shed, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just had like this moment of illumination while I was on the brink of death, you know, by being shot. Have all the
Oh my
stuff
god, you were
into me.
shot?
Oh yeah, right on
Yeah.
the knee. By people in service of your ex-husband. And Vincent again looks at the floor. And
oh yes, your
left
ex-husband,
hand.
and I nudged
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah.
that
And your ex-employer.
oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Captain.
Yeah.
I have something
Yeah.
for you, Jolene. I have something for you. If you. Oh wait, no, you finish, Vincent. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you later, Jolene. It's fine.
Yeah, but through human history, as far as I remember, you know, from my copy of what's the name of the the encyclopedia that came in CD rooms with my computer back in the day. Anyway, so through human history, all changes have been met with violence and reluctance. And I haven't seen that much about from the other side of the veil. I mean, I just catch glimpses and all that. But even if it's terrible, it is the truth. So I think that everybody deserves to know the truth.
Well,
Why?
and this is the thing here. Well, Vincent, he made a good point here. Not all, you might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, my good man, but a hammer is not sharp, but it is very valuable. And what you're saying right now, I'm just going to say, I think you nailed it. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. So
That was
sorry.
awesome.
That hurt.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was art.
Take 1d6 psychic damage. It's what I do.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, the world is already fucked up. We know that the other side of the veil is fucked up. So,
Wait, we do?
What could be worse?
Wait. You know, the other side of the
I mean,
veil
I
for
was
me
a lot
all right.
happier before I found out about the veil and saw things.
How did you find
We're
out?
happy with your mobster husband
Yeah.
and all of the
He's
things
not
that he gets up
part
to.
of the veil.
Well,
Well, I mean,
That is my
maybe
point,
it's
my
the other side
Darling.
of the veil that probably got him in all kinds of trouble.
technically, he's not from this side of the veil. I hate to break it to you.
Wait.
wow.
You were married to Mr. M? Is not what?
Mr. M isn't.
Why do you think you call
exactly
him Miss M?
entirely human?
Wait, Jolene, did you have like relations with some sort of non-human?
Thomas, you finish that sentence, I will cut your tongue out of your mouth.
Like-
Stop. This is the second time today that someone has told me a person interested in me is not from here. It's just no one from here. No one
Well,
person anymore.
I think,
I am.
well, here's what I think. This is why you need to know the truth. This is why you need to be able to protect yourself. You can't protect yourself from a problem that you don't know exists. Yet it's
I
still
was pretty happy
exists.
when I knew the problem didn't exist.
Well, I'm sure ignorance is bliss, but you're still gonna... It will catch up to you eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
On
on that subject, I'm planning on catching up to something myself.
And Percy like tries to like give Thomas the eye of like, don't you have something you want?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Well, you know, I've got something for you, and he'll get up, he'll get a ring, and he will go down on one knee, and he'll big smile, and he'll hand it. This is for you, and he gives you a silver ring.
Vincent is like, what the
Mr. Fibbles gave it to me to give to you.
Who the fuck is Mr. Fibbles?
It's an associate.
Is it suck?
He's
It's
my
Thomas's
friend.
best friend.
He's my friend. Yeah, he's the one who told us all about the angel statue being an actual person, and the whole fighting for her marriage and all that. And he said to give you this.
Jillian's gonna just walk across the room to the bar, pick up the vodka bottle, kind of weigh it up, and just bring the whole thing back.
Do you not like it? Is it not?
Oh, it's
Are we
very
having a
nice,
celebration?
Thomas. But
Do you want it? He said it'll help
help with what?
with the veil and stuff
You know
like
what?
that.
First of all, you were right. Being married wasn't great. Don't want to do it again. I don't think.
I think
And should I take a
you could-
quick
you could still-
vodka?
You could still take the ring and pawn it later. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I think I did
Oh,
the
wait, I said
kneeling
that out
thing
loud.
wrong. It didn't quite work.
Yeah, you need
Well,
to
that's
be
why
on
we
the
got
other
married,
knee.
my dear.
He switches
I
knees.
met I met a man today.
Oh
Trying
wow!
to change
Never mind.
subjects.
Sorry, maybe you should.
No wonder,
stand up,
Thomas. You yeah.
She met a man today. I'm sorry. It's
No,
just your timing's not right.
not like that. He said he worked for someone. He's like a cop, an investigator, and she'll pull out the business card.
Mm-hmm.
I have a stalker, and he says he's not really a man. He's a monster or some description, something from beyond the veil. And it's eating memories of me to become me. And tonight I'm gonna go and fight it, or he's gonna fight it. I'm just the bait. I know it sounds a lot like the plan that you guys have, Mr. M, but I can't
didn't
believe
like
I
that.
just
You
called
ran
him
away
Mr.
from it.
M.
I'm trying
I
to
didn't
catch a
like
stalker.
that.
It's like that movie when, you know, the daughter swaps bodies with the mother, and then they learn a lot of things about their things, right?
Is that Invasion of the Body Snatchers? I mean, I've heard of that one.
I don't know. But the thing is, we got Jolene. Would you like us to help kill whatever is stalking you?
Well, I mean, yeah, because that's what we're all kind of talking about. Is we can kind of see all that stuff and do something about it.
Yeah, we can kill it. I can kill it if you want. I don't mind.
Have you killed anybody before, Thomas?
He looks.
Anything
at
you want to
Vincent.
share with the party?
I have killed people. Yes.
Okay. So that's something new. Anybody else got any?
Strike 2.
Anybody else?
Well,
any other
I mean,
you know,
I mean,
Thomas
they
was
were they were bad people. You know.
Wait.
You know they. Yeah.
Tom
Mm.
got a golden gun, right? The gun that Joe wants. We have that gun, right?
We do. Yes.
Yes, I
And
do.
it's powerful, right? That's why Joe would want it.
Exactly. I think we should give him one end of the gun for sure.
Like shoot him.
Should-
Yes.
should I
But
ask
you know,
how-
like
where the gun sends people.
How many shots does it have?
like.
Well,
Oh,
or
it
does it
doesn't
work
really-
with like just any bullets?
It
Well,
doesn't really use
it doesn't really
bullets,
work
does it?
that way. Don't worry.
Things disappear.
What good is a gun disappear?
Yeah.
They
Disappear
can
where?
teleport it somewhere
Well-
else.
Trust me.
Okay.
Me and this gun, and he kind of pulls it out, and you see him just kind of like lightly caress the top, lovingly. Me and this gun have we bonded, and
Cassandra dreams of being looked like that from.
as I
Okay.
as I work the slide into the receiving position and load another bullet. Yes, we can use it. We can take care of your problem, Jolene. We can make you safe.
There we go. Easy peasy. Let's do this. And then that's one stalker minus for you, Jolene, and that's like you can rest a bit easier then. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Now, do you want the ring or not?
I
If
mean,
not, I'll keep
it's real nice, Thomas. I just don't want to marry you.
What do you mean, marry? I'm not. I don't. No. I don't want to be. I don't want to be Mr. Jolene.
Can I be your best man?
What are you doing down on one knee and giving me a ring for?
Can you name your children
They-
Vincent?
Percy and Cassandra told me this is the best way to do
Is
it.
that
Right?
you give the ring to like?
Is that not how we're supposed to do it? I mean,
I must have misinterpreted
Jolene.
your intentions, my
I
good man
completely
Thomas.
thought
I
you were thinking of
apologize.
something else.
I mean, if you just wanted to give it to her, why didn't you just say so?
I did.
Sure, Thomas.
I'm just
it's
having a
real
go
nice
at you,
of
Thomas.
Oh,
Jolene will just take the ring to like make the conversation stop.
I
You
mean,
know
at
what's
least I
funny?
give you this, and I pull out like a mummified hand.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
What have y'all been doing
Speaking
this
of
morning?
which, and I'll be like, put curlers.
To what kind of hardware store you guys went, anyway?
Down in the
The
middle
most
of the
deadly
forest.
kind, Walmart.
No,
So
dreadful.
it might be the you know the morphine talking, but yeah, let's get with that stalker business. So what's the deal, Miss M? What we gotta do? What's the plan?
What's the plan? Yeah.
Well,
And also,
tonight I'm meant to meet Mr. Daedalus at the house. It's all painted up with blood and these pictures, and she pulls out the picture. And because I disrupted it and he was there, we're hoping the stalker comes back, or whatever it is, this memory eater, doppelganger thing. And he said he was going to do something about it, Mr. Daedalus, and said that I should ask for help. And she looks around. I guess you can help, right? You have a gun.
We can all
have, get it wrong.
We have already offered our help, so of course.
Of course.
Right.
What specifically is where is this place? How are we gonna? Should we just go there, hide, and then when he comes?
It's like an abandoned mansion, like one of these, but there's no one living there. There's a room upstairs. And...
All right, let's go.
The number 10. Does that mean anything to any of you? It's meant to be something to do with me, but I don't know anything to do with the number 10. Is it like some computer thing, like a binary, like 1, 0 means something?
I don't know anything about computers or anything like that.
That's the devil's language, binary. That's why we stay away from computers.
Well, maybe that's what it's got to do with the veil, right? The devil and 10.
Oh, well, no, the best event of my life happened about 10 years back, and she looks lovingly over at Percy.
Oh, that's nice.
okay. A couple things. If there's a devil, weren't supposed to be like an opposite, like a god or something? And also, who's this Mr. Daedalus? Doodles?
Like a personal investigator, but he works for good or something. I don't know. It's something to do with the veil.
Is that an acronym? Good.
I tried to get him to be more specific, but he was rather focused on the whole stalker hunting subject.
Well, is he going to be there tonight? We could just ask him, right? Why
you
speculate
can call
when
him.
we
His
can
number's
ask?
on the card. If you want.
Okay, I'll do
We
it.
got hours, yeah, right?
I'll do it. Or we can just do this now and then call him later. What do you reckon? Should we call him later?
Well, he's meant to be at the house tonight.
Well.
But if you want to call him first and check the arrangements, then the number's on the card.
Nah, let's just go to the house.
Let's get down to business then. Oh, well, I roll my 6th sense, so if we are going to approach the house, I want to know if there's any danger awaiting us.
Okay, you don't sense danger as you get closer to the house.
Alrighty.
Okay. As you approach and get pull the car up, or I guess you guys maybe just walk over there. Actually, it's only a couple of blocks up. You knock on the door, and it is quickly answered by the same man that Jolene met previously, Daedalus, who's still wearing a long dark trench coat, green eyes, and has a very intense look on his face, it seems like, at all times. He opens the door and says, "Oh, well, you're a little earlier than I expected, but come on in."
Is this the
Get you
guy?
inside.
Are you Mr. Doodles?
My name is Daedalus.
Daedalus.
Okay, so what's the deal here? What are we looking for? What's the plan?
We're here to kill the stalker.
I know that, but what's the plan?
Kill the
Alright.
stalker. That's.
Well,
That's
first of all,
a good plan to start.
First of all, let me show you what we're dealing with here.
Okay.
Jolene's already seen it. The rest of you should take a look too. He leads you up the staircase and into the room of photographs and blood with the number 10 painted everywhere. So this is what we're dealing with here. It's someone more accurately, something which is hunting her. And it's been hunting her for quite some time now. And it's getting closer. When it finds whatever it is that it's looking for, when it has enough information on her, it will be her. She will cease to exist. At least it'll make sure that she's no longer around. And then we'll be dealing with it.
Some kind of doppelganger?
Essentially, yes.
Do you know of any weaknesses that it possesses?
Well, this is its home. And I've flushed it out from here, but it can only stay away for so long while it licks its wounds. It's gonna want to come back. It wants all of this information here. It needs it to sustain it. Without that...
Yeah, so we should destroy all this.
Just burn all the information. Yeah.
No, that would be foolish and stupid. No offense. You guys are new to this. If we destroy the information, then it doesn't destroy the creature. It'll just start again, and it'll be harder to track down.
Okay, so we burn a picture.
May become more aggressive.
We burn a picture or two, and then it comes back all angry, and then we kill it.
Oh no. It knows that we're here. It's been watching.
Oh, nice.
It'll only take a matter of time for it to come back. Tonight, most likely. It likes the darkness. It can hide better. It knows we're here. All we need to do is wait for it to come back. And it now knows that Jolene is here, so it's not going to be able to stop itself. It's bound
Jolene's
to
at her part stayed downstairs, and she's got that phone out of the glove compartment that was ringing last night, and she's gonna turn it back on.
Yeah, the phone doesn't ring at this point, but it's back on.
She is gonna text the number that Joe called from and ask him what the number 10 means.
Okay, noted. No response yet. Back upstairs. Daedalus says, so I'm gonna need your help in laying this trap. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like. I don't know exactly how it's gonna appear, whether or not we'll be easily able to see it, but I sense that you're all carrying things that might help with that.
What exactly is your experience in hunting these kinds of, well, let's just call them supernatural type beings?
I have a lot of experience with this matter. I've hunted dozens, if not hundreds, of things like this that slip over, and I put them back in their place. It's not a matter of killing it, it's a matter of trapping it and sending it back. In truth, it can't be killed.
Right.
Because it doesn't really exist here.
Right. So my guess is we trap it in here, and then you do what needs to be done to send it back, right?
Seems to
Correct.
be
I'm going to
projecting
need you
itself
to...
through the veil. Interesting.
I wouldn't recommend staying in this room once it's back here. Hold the door as long as you can. Don't let it get out. A couple of minutes is all I should need to contain it. And don't get killed while it's making its way in here.
So, on the subject of not being killed, how dangerous is this thing?
On a scale of 1 to 10, give it 100, if not more.
Wow.
To you.
By the way, where's Jolene? I think we should have her in the room to know that that is Jolene. You know, I think that's quite important.
You mean that thing is going to look like Miss M?
It may do, or it may show us its true form. Either way, right now, this thing is the most dangerous thing on Earth for Jolene, and this room may be the most dangerous room in the world right now.
Well, Jolene,
So-
maybe we should just leave this room then.
You mean the Jolene that is currently alone downstairs away from us?
Yeah, I'll be right back, and Thomas is going to leave and go straight back downstairs to find Jolene.
She's
Just like the
downstairs.
newlywed.
She's downstairs and safe. She's on a phone.
Did you get a call?
No.
Okay.
Just checking messages and
Mm-hmm.
I
Well-
didn't quite feel like going up there and seeing it all again.
That's a very good idea because he said that is going to be the most dangerous room on the Earth very soon. So we figured maybe, you know, like not have you in there or any of us really. Yeah.
Daedalus comes
sensible.
downstairs as well. We're gonna need Jolene in that room as well, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But
That's
you
the catch.
just. Well, I mean, can you guarantee she'll be safe? I mean, if not, I mean,
I can.
I'll
As
go in
long
there.
as you hold the door closed to make sure that nothing gets out of there, then I'll make sure that she's safe while inside. But
All right,
I'm afraid there's no
I'm gonna-
two ways about it.
I'm gonna use my sixth sense. I had 3 today. I'm going to sense if he wishes good or ill to Jolene, this guy. So is Jolene, is he telling the truth? Is he bullshitting me?
You've never felt someone so earnestly telling you the truth before. He's quite quite intensely keeps eye contact with you, and there's not a flicker of hesitation on his face whenever he speaks. He seems to speak with utmost conviction.
And you promised Jolene will be safe.
I promise you no harm will come to her. I promise her the same thing. She's gonna
Okay.
be safe, but we have to deal with this. If we don't, it'll only get worse.
Mr. Private Investigator, sir. How
Daedalus.
exactly do you Daedalus? Odd name. How exactly do you plan on trapping and combating this creature of immense power? If you don't mind me
I have
asking.
ways and means to do so. If it's all the same to you, explaining them might take some time.
I see. I was just curious if it had anything to do with perhaps a spell or incantation, because if that was the case, I might be able to provide some assistance in that matter.
I thank you, but I sense that our two powers combined at the same time might have some adverse effects. They come from different sources, and mixing them can be dangerous.
I see. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be mixing powers with strange men, honey. I'm sorry.
you're right, dear. I just thought I'd offer some assistance, is all.
It's like
Yes, Jolene.
Ghostbusters. You don't cross, the things.
Don't cross the streams.
Wait.
That's an old proverb in our society. We say don't cross streams.
Okay, so Mr. Daedalus, just to
Also
go
the
over
Oregon
the plan once more. The plan is the thing comes back, you shut the door in the room with Jolene, you do the ritually thing to send it back, and our job is to ensure that thing doesn't leave that room. We just hold the door, right?
Correct. No
Easy
one is
enough.
to leave the room.
That's easy. And wait, what about a window? Do you think they can get out of a window?
No.
Okay, that's good. So we just move some heavy stuff up there. You know, when it goes in, we clunk and hold it that way. Done. Right?
That's right. Remain downstairs. As soon as you hear it entering, running up the staircase, follow after it, close the door.
Got it.
Don't draw its attention downstairs, else it will kill you.
Okay.
Note taken.
So Thomas is going to leave. He's going to go upstairs to where the door is, and he's going to try and find something very heavy that afterwards we just put it in front to help assist us. You know, like a cupboard.
Wait.
Chest of drawers.
I'm gonna be barricaded alone. I thought you were gonna do something. Not just shove me in a room with it.
Well,
Once you're in the room, you'll be perfectly safe
Right.
because you'll be with me.
I wouldn't let you go in there alone if I wasn't sure that you'd be okay. I trust him.
You'll forgive
Alright.
me if, alright.
I mean, if you
She'd been
really...
about to like poke at Thomas, but she decides to just let it go.
I could be in there if you really want me to.
I don't.
It's up to you,
Right.
Jolene.
No, it's fine. We'll
In
do
some
this
ways, it
thing
really
and
isn't.
then
Ooh, that was lucky. I didn't want to be in the death room.
we'll do this
Alright,
thing
now-
and then y'all can finish up with the statue and
Mm-hmm.
be done.
Yeah, the first layer
Yeah.
of plaster needs time to dry, so this is convenient, actually.
Mhm.
All right. Now, Jolene, come with me. We'll wait upstairs. The rest of you remain quiet down here and get ready. I'm
Stupid
not sure exactly
light
when it's going to
reading.
come, but I can tell you this much: when it does come, we'll know about it.
Okay.
Let's
so
find
we
some
hide. Let's go hide.
Unobtrusive nook to hunker down in, Percy dear.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a double-sized closet around here somewhere.
Yeah, we can all hunker down in that one closet. Yeah.
Thomas, we don't all need to be in one place now. What if it comes
I
in
mean-
and picks where we're hiding? Then it takes us
Yeah,
out all in
right.
one fell swoop.
But
One
then
fell
we're all
swoop, if we're all
together
in-
to help. You know.
I don't, well, again, this thing will kill us if it finds us. So if we're all in different closets to a certain extent, everyone else's odds of survival go up because
But-
we're not in
but
a
if you-
cluster.
If
a
you
death
two are in the
cluster
same
of death.
closet, you will both die. You're putting each other at risk.
Well, we're
Thomas, if I lost Cassie Sue, I wouldn't want to live. So that's how we're gonna do it.
Okay, are we really having a conversation about who shares the closet with who? Thomas, you can come to my closet anytime, but let's just
Okay.
get on with this.
All right, I'll follow
And
you.
you don't
then.
have to.
Let's
You don't
go.
have to stay in there, Thomas. Come out anytime. And Percy goes and goes to his closet with Cassie Sue.
Yep.
I go to my closet with Vincent. It's a better closet anyway.
Oh, we're waiting to play 7
Oh,
minutes
yeah.
ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, here it is.
You've never been 7 minutes in heaven with. Oh, never mind.
All right.
There's some
So,
dull thuds that come from Cassie and Percy's closet.
For 7 minutes, and then quiet.
So while we are
Yeah,
in the
that's-
closet,
that's
I'm
my limit
explaining to
too.
Thomas, when a couple, of a man and a woman get together inside the closet,
Yeah,
They have a cat.
and
they have a cat.
why is the cat in the closet? That doesn't make sense. I don't think the cat would like being in the closet.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be his
well,
first time.
I don't remember those two having a cat.
anyway, just
Mhm.
be very quiet, Thomas, okay?
Sure, I can be quiet. Actually, let me see how quiet I actually can with my character.
not sure when to move this conversation on, but
Okay.
Well,
So,
I
okay,
have a
so tell them
question. Up in
Yes.
the room, because this house is abandoned. If Jolene flicks that light switch, does a light turn on? Is there electricity?
the light turns
in
on.
this house?
The power. Yeah, power does work in the house.
Okay, cool. Sorry, you were gonna ask
Okay.
Tom something.
I don't think I was. I may have just said his name errantly, as sometimes I do, silently to myself. Anyway, so Thomas. So you are hiding up in the room. Daedalus is there with you. The rest of you guys are hiding downstairs. It gets late and it starts to become dark, and the other houses along the street turn their lights off, and it looks like people are headed to bed. And it's around this time, Jolene, that your phone starts to ring.
She'll look down at it. Is it the same number as last night?
Same number.
Is anyone with her right now?
Daedalus has gone out to check on, to like scout out, I guess, yeah. He says he'll be
Alright,
back.
she'll answer the phone.
Okay. You flip open the phone and wait to hear on the other end. You hear heavy breathing. And it's almost as like the person on the other end is surprised that you picked up. And you hear your husband's voice. Jolene? Joe, is that you?
Hi, Joe. Sure is.
Didn't think you were gonna pick up. I've been calling you.
It's been a hell of a week, Joe. What do you want?
I want to know where you are. I want to know that you're safe.
I'm fine, Joe. I'm especially fine the further away from you I am. Why are you sending people after me?
I'm sending people after everyone to try and find you.
Well, I don't want you to find me, Joe, so just let me be.
You know I can't do that. I gotta find you. I gotta get you back. Gotta make things right. I'm sorry about what happened, I am. I wish
Joe,
none of it happened.
Sorry. I'm gonna hang up real soon, but I need to know something before I do. What does the number 10 mean?
I saw your text. I'll tell you this much, it ain't nothing to do with me. But it does mean that you're probably in some trouble. Trouble with Miss Rita.
Why?
I can help. You know, I can protect you.
Joe, she did something bad. Wasn't anything you've done, and that's saying something. That's quite an accomplishment. She took one of my friends, Joe. And I want that friend back.
I can help you. That's what I want too. I want her gone. I'm trying to get rid of her. I spoke with some of your little friends the other day. They said they were gonna help me as well. If they do, great. If they don't, they're fucking dead.
I know.
Maybe you can help
They
too.
have not much to do with me. Joe, you get my friend Donna back and we can talk again. Alright?
If I get you Donna back, will you meet with me?
I want
That's the only
her.
terms I'm gonna agree to.
I want her back as she was, though. I don't want her like a tree, and I don't want her dead, and I don't want her in little pots and in pretty Tiffany boxes or any other crazy idea you'll come up with to give me my friend back and still get your way and not give me what I want.
I hear you loud and clear. You want your friend back, you want her unharmed, you don't want her to be a fucking tree. I can make that happen. But if I get her back for you, exactly how you want her, you'll meet with me. Open place, public. You choose the place. We just talk. But we can talk more about this number 10.
Alright. You do that and we'll talk and we'll meet.
Alright. It sounds good to me. I'll try and be quick. Things are moving quickly here in the city.
So I've been told.
Well, it's been good to hear from you. I missed you. Did you miss me?
Bye, Joe. And she's gonna hang up the phone.
Daedalus returns at this point. It's close.
Good.
You okay?
I'm fine, just kind of a scary thing, right?
Yeah.
Something taking over your life and then probably wanting to kill you and shut in a room.
Well, I suppose so, but don't worry, we're gonna get control back. Back to you.
All right, and she's gonna go and just sit on the floor, with her back against that wall of photographs and just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
You
not
said,
to look at the blood that's just everywhere.
Yeah, the smell is nauseating. Daedalus waits silently with you, looking at the photos, and says, "You know what's a little strange about some of these? It's always just you. Some of these go back several years. You were still married, right?"
I guess it just doesn't want to be confused, right? It doesn't want half my face, half Percy's, or I don't know, half someone else's. Would make for a very good disguise.
Perhaps it can't get close when you're not alone. Or perhaps something was protecting you. This husband of yours, how much do you know about him?
I know enough about my husband, and I'm kind of getting tired of talking, to be honest. Very interested in Joe.
Fair enough.
They tell me he's, not a person.
Oh. Well, that could make sense. Then he's probably a lictor.
I'm sorry, a what? Isn't that like the moss that grows on the trees?
Sorry, I forget that this is all new to you. It's nothing to be too concerned about. But your husband is most likely not, if he's not human, then he's a powerful individual in society, pretending to be human. We call them lictors. They show up every now and again, usually as celebrities, famous folk, CEOs
You mean
of
like
industries.
Tiffany? Is Tiffany one of these lictors too?
Oh yes, and she's a very powerful one as well.
And they both want this statue and the gun.
He looks at you interested. Do they know? You know more than you're letting on.
Well, it's all kind of confusing and complicated, but there's this statue. I don't know, it looks like an angel or something, and Joe has it, or someone he knows has it, and Tiffany wanted it, and apparently Joe asked Cassie and Percy to get this gun, and it's a golden gun, but it doesn't use bullets, and this statue is enough to do terrible things to terrible people, but also terrible things to people who have nothing to do with any of this. And I don't understand why I'm in the middle of it all, except for that I make real good bait, apparently.
By the sounds of things, and the great race has started sooner than we expected as well. Your husband and Miss Reader are both in a race which will only end in bloodshed. We have to stop them. But first this thing. But when this is through, you and I are going to need to have a long conversation with the others as well.
She nods her head and
the truth. It must not be allowed to see everything.
See, that's what I said, but everyone else seems pretty set on this veil and the truth being free. Some X-Files bullshit.
Perhaps I can convince them.
You know, I kind of miss just watching TV in my motel room and painting my nails and listening to the cars pulling in and out of the parking lot. And strange how much you miss things being real boring.
That's the veil doing its job right there. That's what we've set up. The mundanity, the peace, the equilibrium. Without that, would life be worth living? Without family? Without comfort? If it was all chaos and horror? If everyone knew that life was just pain?
I think they're working for someone else as well. They're coming up with all these schemes, and they're gonna help Tiffany and help Joe, but not really help either of them.
We'll see where their allegiances lie. I sensed the same of Cassie Sue before. Stronger from her.
And that we house, and he's talking about Mr. Fibbles, Dribbles, or something. And Vincent, he got shot today. Although it sounds like he was fucking about with Joe. But I don't get it. I just don't get it anymore.
It's a lot to take in. We'll make sense of all of this tomorrow. And his eyes dart over towards the door, and ears prick up. And all of you hiding in the house hear a low, soft moan from outside of the door. A kind of... And you hear the door slowly creak open, and something steps inside. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Kult, Divinity Lost. Whew! Good job, everybody. Great job today. Wow, that was a fun episode. That might have been my favorite episode yet, actually, with the truth coming to light a little bit here, and the sort of the goalposts being laid out a little bit more clearly about what's going on. So, man, great fun today. We've got some like end character stuff, XP stuff to get into here at the end here. And then, of course, in a few minutes' time, I'm doing a one-shot here for Grimmer Space in just a few minutes' time, a sci-fi horror RPG. If you want to stick around for that one, definitely stay tuned on the channel, because we're going to have a great fun with myself, Pruitt, Jim Davis, Callum from Release Pod, and, of course, that one guy whose name sometimes I remember. But let's go around and just quickly see if we've checked off any character goals for XP. For today, and then we'll do the group ones as well. So does anyone feel like they achieved one of their character development goals today? Jolene!
I think I did both of mine.
Dope.
My two goals are my two goals. I have not done the get over or pull a heist, basically, but the other one was going to be acquiring about the inheritor. And I was going to talk to Jolene, but I did talk to Mr. Fibbles, so I don't know if it technically counts. But
yeah, I think so.
He has been looking in the mirror, and he's been seeing an odd change as of late, and so that's why he's starting to wonder about this whole thing. So
I think the serpent giving you some questions as well would. I'll definitely do it. I think now that you've like investigated a little bit, I think another good goal for Percy would be to learn the truth, because that seems to be the next step, is to learn the truth about how you came to find the inheritor, something like that.
I love it.
And you got 2, Jolene, completed. Anyone else?
I had investigate my stalker and speak to Joe / pick up the phone.
Yep. Dope. Both
Mine's
achieved.
Complete a task for the inheritor and perform an act of kindness / selflessness. Nope.
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 Okay. Could be an act of kindness be actually sharing a closet with Thomas.
Well, actually, Vincent, I had one of yours down as recovering from the bullet wound, and I think you did get healed up today. So I think you achieved that.
Yeah, I'm also very close to that exposing the truth thing.
Yeah, you're about to reveal the supernatural.
With the recent information that we're actually, playing against that, it might lend itself to be a double cross again.
Yeah, it could well be, or a quad cross. You never do know. Okay, cool. So that's character ones. Let's go through the group ones. Have we discovered anything new about the truth? Resounding yes. The group. Have we learned anything new about our characters? I would say so as well. Definitely learned a lot about our characters today. We're starting to learn Percy's truth with how he came to know the Inheritor. We've learned that Jolene Stalker has been following her for years, and more about that Stalker. What else we got? Have we challenged ourselves? I'd say so. That was a pretty challenging episode. Had a lot of cool RP moments, a lot of fun horror moments.
Cassie really wanted to know what that puppet was saying, but she's like, nope. Even when it was like, Cassie would never. And I'm like, restraint.
That scene was actually
one.
It was so funny because it was so fucking disturbing. Like Thomas speaking to the sock puppet and back and forth. Great comedy and horror moments there. So free XP at least. Plus, if you complete another goal, tick off another piece of XP, and then I think if you have 5, you can go and get yourself an advancement for your character sheet. The last thing that we need to do is to come up with some goals for Jolene and one for Vincent for next episode. If you guys in chat have any suggestions as well, feel free to throw them out. Jolene, I think confronting your stalker would be a good one, or capturing the stalker would be good. Or confront the stalker.
I like the idea of capturing. I like the idea that she can maybe fail it if we just end up killing or just removing it and not getting any info from it.
Yeah, definitely. And what's another suggestion for Jolene?
Discover Joe's true nature.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a kind of big, like just the origin of.
Or meet Joe.
Meet Joe.
Because we know he's getting Donna back.
Yeah.
He wants Jolene badly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jolene. Yeah, I know. Chad's right. I definitely have that song in my head after every Wednesday.
Every time I hear it.
Cool. Okay.
So how about follow through on deal to meet with Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a dangerous one as well.
That is a challenge as well for the character. She might not want to do that, and she might not actually meet with him.
I think a good one for Vincent will be actually to learn more about this deal with the Inheritor, because so far he has been orbiting around it, but not getting any sort of answer or clue.
So for Vincent to learn more about the Inheritor.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I like that, because he's curious, isn't he?
Another one could be the whole thing with the talking sock. Sorry, I forgot the name of the...
Mr. Fibbles.
Mr. Fibbles, yeah.
Mr. Fibbles, the father,
Father Fibbles.
Okay.
Father Fibbles.
Yeah, because he has been quite oblivious to the stuff going with the core group so far.
No, Will.
Yeah, I agree. Cool. All right, so those are our goals. We've got some more XP. You guys have probably some more advancements at this point, I suspect, for next week.
I got one.
I got one.
Episode.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, that's exciting. So we'll run through those at the start of next week, and we'll pick up from where we left off with episode, 6, I think, next week. So that is pretty exciting. Boy, oh boy, my friends, we're gonna start getting into it next week. But we do have to run over to do some Grimace Space now here on the channel. So let's go around the cast and the crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you online? Let's start with Charlie. Where can we find you?
I had a great time today. You can find me next on Encounter Roleplay on Monday when we play Inquisitor. But coming up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be playing Alien over on WebDM's channel, and I'm very excited and scared to dive into some more spooky horror.
Fantastic.
Pruitt died last
Grace-
week, so I'm actually genuinely scared.
That was the android. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Lindy, same question.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Yeah, you can find me online at LaughLoveLindy, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I am a tabletop RPG addict, which means I play and DM a lot, including next week here on Encounter Roleplay on Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern, our finale for Beyond the Mountains of Madness. So definitely come and check it out, because it's going to be a doozy.
Awesome. And Tom, same questions.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. It's fun. I like how the story is getting more and more bizarre and wacky and completely off the charts. You know, we're going full veil this time. You know, and I can't wait to see what goes wrong next week as we try to trap this creature, because nothing could possibly go wrong. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing how all the characters develop and how we just peel away different layers of the characters and see just how messed up this onion is. But myself, I'm Redundant UK. You can check out my channel on Twitch. I stream for a variety of games. In addition, from being on here, I am on RPG Webby Thursdays at 9 most of the time. I'm not on it tomorrow because we kind of come in and out. But that's for Game of Thrones using what's the game? Fire and Ice.
Song of Ice and Fire RPG.
Song of Ice and Fire. Thank you so much, Will. Which is really good. Lots of juicy fruits. So have that. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.
Love juicy fruits. Speaking of which, Pruitt.
Hey, thanks for that intro. Yes, I'm Pruitt, one half of WebDM. We have our
You
videos
juicy
on.
fruit.
Oh my.
God, set up juicy fruit there.
Yes. I'm one half of WebDM. We have our D&D tabletop RPG advice videos on YouTube every Wednesday. Today's is on dungeon design. Go check it out. It's really cool. It's some awesome Dwarven Forge happenings going on there. We also have also have games on Tuesdays and Thursdays on our channel. And I will be back here for a little dread action on Friday. But I can't wait to get to this next game, a little Grimmer Space, where last week I died as an android in a survival horror or a sci-fi survival horror game. So this week I'm going to be playing a survival horror game as an android. So we'll see how it goes.
That sounds like I need to step up my game here. Fantastic. And last but not least, Sam Pentagram. Same questions for you, my friend.
Man, what a session! That bit with the Mr. Fibbles as the guard, as a snake in the Garden of Eden, pure genius. So, congratulations, dude. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I'm Pentagram, and Twitter I do art. I don't play many RPGs, sadly, but I do art, and you can see my art at arayaart.com. Follow me on Instagram at SamArayaArt. And follow me on Patreon as well. Throw me some money so I can keep drawing scary stuff for everybody.
Hell yeah. Love it. Awesome. Fantastic stuff. Well, my friends, it is time for Grimmer Space. So you've heard of Grim Space. It's even grimmer than that, if you can believe such a thing. But let's say goodbye for now. We'll be back same time, 2 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday here for Kult Divinity Lost. We can't wait to get into it. Until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones. We want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.